that's it. I'll pass it to Merlin.
Hi everyone. So for the distraction, I'm at the desk of my company, so there are plenty of people walking around, and that's it. And so what I've done, there's no really huge issues left on the front end, the simulator front end. So I done some task here and there about typos, text, etc., and closing some issues, but not really uh, really important things. Because I'm late. I don't know who. Uh, Maybe Andrew. I don't know. Fabio.
All
Andrew can
right,
do.
I'll go. Hi guys, I'm just here to see what you guys are up to, getting in sync. um, yeah, distractions. Um, my cellar got broken into, so I moved everything up here. So now I have to clear some space because otherwise I can't walk around. That's all. I'll pass it to Fabio, I guess.
Yeah. So, hey everyone. Distractions, as Vitor said, it's really hot here in Brazil. It's summer, and I had to turn off my fan because it has a lot of noise in the microphone. So it's really hot. It's my main distraction today, and intentions basically share the last achievements on the front end side of the application, and maybe getting some feedbacks from you guys. Maybe we can create new issues to work on. And the last one will be Sean, I think.
Yeah. Hey, can you guys hear me? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. My intentions, like Andrew, just to get synced, get caught up on what everyone's working on. I'm particularly interested in the back end because I'm looking into the modeling more from. I've been working with Griff on visualizing the hatch parameters so far, but I think that's going to keep expanding into more modeling. So I think what we're working on, what you guys are working on in the back end, is going to bridge into what we're doing sort of through the labs at this point down the road. So yeah, just excited to see what everyone's up to. And distractions, it's super early. It was hard to get out of bed for me this morning. It's just after 8. And I got to hop off this call at 1/2 past. I've got another thing. So okay, yeah, I think that was the last one. Griff?
Yeah, Santi
Or-
just snuck in
Oh,
here.
Oh yeah.
So while you were talking, so Santi, do you have any intentions, distractions?
Hi everyone. Yeah, well, intentions. I was just on a call with Vitor and see and work in the final score metrics. We have some ideas to achieve that, and yeah, and I don't have any distractions for during this week. Yeah.
Amazing, great. So then let me make sure no one's trying to get in the room. Yes, okay. So let's get started. The agenda as I see it, we'll get the stuff that is interesting to YGG first, and then we will we'll celebrate after we review the back end and front end. So Vitor, do you want to dive into reviewing the back end?
Sure. I will share my screen. Wait a second. Can you guys see? Are you guys seeing my thing? Okay.
Yep.
So first of all, we worked in the model itself because we were having a problem that the token price was getting up at the beginning, like was not getting that much, was like kind of stable and then dropping out a lot. And then the issue was that we have we had a limit of like one participant getting in by the simulation and max by time step. And the issue is that if you have like 50 hatchers and you have like really few people getting in, you kind of like the almost all the volume of your tokens are in the hatchers, because the volume of each hatcher put in is high. It was like 10 times higher than the what each hatcher could buy, each participant could buy. So I tried to add more participants, but then we have a issue of overhead. So we had to limit to 50 hatchers because of that. So if I like increased the maximum for like 10 people getting by time step, we would have a worse overhead than like adding like 100 hatchers, and it's not doable for constraints. So I'm trying to do a mix of them. So right now in the simulation there is only one, but we could add like two or three, and then try to optimize the how the simulation deals with these participants. But I don't think that's that enough. So what I did was like increase the volume and the pressure or buy and sell by participant, because like that wouldn't affect that much the the token price. But the issue is that it makes it a little way too much volatile and dependent on the sentiment. Because like it's kind of a mirroring here, but like goes up. But if we made possible to add like the maximum or like 10 participants, and like in each time step you can have like 1 to 10 participants, then and make like only 30% of them buying and selling, we would have like way more stable graphs, and like with uh, more possibilities of the tokens in here, like the final token price goes up and down. Because I was talking to that with Senti, and like one of those good metrics could be like whether the token price is higher at the end compared to the beginning. And since the volume of the hatch is so higher to the amount and the volume of buy and sell, it's kind of really hard to happen right now. And if it happens, like if it goes up, it goes down really quick. And of course, it depends on the sentiment. If you have like higher in here, it goes fine. But the point is, we eventually will need more people in the simulation, because just like volume is not the key. I think we were talking about it, but I really have to deep dive in how to make it more stable. What you can do is like increase the volume for each person and decrease the probability of each one. I can try this. I think it will raise a few of better results. But as well, I was talking to Santi, we have many parameters in the config file, and we can play with them a lot. So I think like this is way better than it was, but I think we have really a lot of space to play with it. So this is one point, like how the graphs are behaving. I think they're like way better than like a week ago. You guys can see better, but I was talking to Santi about the score then, and the point is that we have this information, and we have more a few informations that are we have the number of participants at the end, and the number of proposals that are candidates active, like number of proposals that candidated, number of proposals that got funds, that got completed, successful, and failed. So I added this to the API, so it's in here. And now you guys can like, we can show this in the front end. So we could have like, we could show like for the user, oh, you got like 100 proposals that got approved, 50 that got failed, and that much got funded, that stuff. So the idea is with this information and these graphs, we should get a point on score or something like that. And that's what we are working on. And we're trying to define what are the good and bad scores. And I made this notebook with like nine scores, 9 metrics, like the final price compared to the hatch price. So we expect that if our token price at the end of 3 years is higher than the beginning, it's a good point. Like the sentiment as well, if it's higher is good, then like the number of proposals that got funded. Anyway, there are a lot of stuff like total spent by the funding pool compared to the received. So if we can, it like the most, how many can we generate of funds from the commons, like the average amount in the funding pool, the average price compared to the hatch price, like the average sentiment, and the ratio between successful and failed projects, and the number of participants at the end compared to the beginning. So I had these metrics, and then like I made the same weight for the points. It's like really beginning, but we can like derive a point. Like I have like 900 in here, but as I was talking to Santi, those points are like, they're not as good as expect, because like we have almost 1,000 here. But if you see like we usually have like a smaller hatch price. So the idea that Santi gave me that's really good is kind of make a penalties for sentiment and token price. So maybe like if you have if you have many points, even if your average is good, but in final is good, but if you have many points where your token price is almost zero, you need penalties and sentiment as well. So the idea is maybe we can get like we can decrease the punctuation for people. But my suggestion is that we can like get as fast as we can one metric like that and implement it, and then we can like keep changing at slow and improving it, because I think it's better. Like we go fine tuning stuff, and like then you can like do a public release and stuff. But our roadmap right now is get this core done, like get at least the first version, iterate, get many data. Sant is doing the many data, like is doing our data magic, like getting that his analysis, crazy analysis to get all the possibilities, like all the possibilities. Then like we have many data, we have our score, we see that, oh, we have too many good scores, that's bad. We need like a kind of this more sparse distribution, like good and bad scores, and then we go fine tuning it. So my idea is that we can like make it functional. So we make it in the site as soon as possible, and then we go fine tuning it. And anyway, we have many like possibilities of fine tuning the simulation. So I think that's a good idea to maybe after set up a call in the backend people, just to make everything like just to make a few changes, tests, and get sure that we have the most interesting configs for the game. And from my part, I think that's it. We're gonna focus mainly in the score, and I think after that we can have the graphs in here, so we can have the graph charts with good score. And I think that's it for me. I don't know if Santi, you wanna add some?
Santi, did you have anything to add there?
No, I think Victor explained everything. Yeah, I think that we need to consider like how to add some kind of penalization mechanisms to the game. That will be a good approach for in terms of this score, the final score. Yeah, we will be working on that during this week. Yeah.
Nice. That's amazing. That's really cool work on the scores, guys, and great ideas there. I like them. There's an issue for that that I would say we should. I'm looking for it, and when I stop talking, I'll find it and put it in our chat. But if anyone has ideas about the scoring metrics that we might want to use for these graphs, I would invite you to just throw the idea into that issue. It's a good place to collect it. Anybody else have any comments about the backend work?
Yeah, Vitor, I just want to say that's really impressive. Good work, you and Santiago. That's really exciting to see you boiling down those metrics like that. And they're really meaningful. And it really helps what we're doing with the parameter visualizations on what me and Griff have been working on, because it's really about how you kind of laid everything out there, like 10 points or so about like what's a meaningful hatch, what's a successful hatch. That's the same kind of stuff we're thinking about of how people can sort of gauge the results of these things. So it's awesome to see this work being done in parallel. It's really complementary.
Yeah, I love what you've done with it so far.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. Actually, I guess one really quick thing, Vitor, if you want to show off the vesting graphs that you had, I don't know if you can do that quickly, but I think
Sure,
that would be really interesting to YGG.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Just give me 1 second. This guy.
There's a variable in the back end that there's a lot of variables that we are not letting the user choose, right? This economy is a little more complicated than just like these 6 parameters. So a lot of them are going to be left for the next levels. For instance, vesting, which is really important. Vesting is critical, but we just get to pick it. So we're going to pick it for people, and we're trying to decide which ones they get to pick. And in the next level, when we do the bonding curve focused level, they'll get to pick the bonding. They'll get to pick the vesting. But
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I interrupted you. Okay, now in here, like we have the same random seed, the same inputs, everything, and like it's kind of a bad commons because the price is bad because it's going down in here, but that's not the point in here. What I did was just like change the time of the unlock it, the time that the time until 80% of the vesting tokens are unlocked. So by default we have 60 days right now. So that's what's happening in the blue one. So like prices goes up like kind of 16 here, then people start to get unlocked and sell, and then we can like change it. So we can say that the hatchers can have their 80% of their tokens unlocked until like 120 days, half a year. So you guys can see that if we have like for as in the red, like half a year, like the price keeps like growing up because you have locked it, and then like just after like a year it kind of goes down. Then like people see that's bad, that the price is going down, keeps buying up. So the point here, the difference at the beginning here, you guys can see that like if we change only the vesting, you can see that how different the beginning is and how this affect the end. So it's important parameter, and like this is that way even without the pressure for like people buying more in the vesting. So after we implement this in some way, it will be more pronounced. So the idea is that if you like lock for a year, your commons, like the token price will be stable at least for a year, and then anyway in here it goes down, but it can goes up. Like in here, if I have like 120 days, it goes up. It's kind of random because I have run six, but anyway, the idea is that you can define how locked it's gonna be. I think that's pretty much it.
Question.
Okay.
So we see that adjusting the vesting does kind of have a correlation in the beginning, and there is little to no correlation at the end. Does this fit with what we know about what happens to real life projects?
That's a good point.
I would say that the steady growth at the beginning probably isn't real. Mm-hmm. Usually it's like the token gets launched and then it's pump, like, oh my God, no one, and then dump, and then maybe like a little bit of steady growth. So even in these first like 3 to 4, probably the first week, I would expect it to rocket.
Yeah.
Then speculators take profits. But I mean, that's the DeFi game these days.
Yeah, the issue in here is that we can, like, since we have the limitation of participants, we cannot like let a lot of people get in, and like our policies for speculating right now, we're not touching the reserve. So if we might change the policy for speculating to impact in the reserve, we could do that, but it will increase the complexity as well. We'll have to think a better way. But yeah, like there are some points that are missing here to make it clear. Like,
for sure. I mean, we're not on the final release yet, so I still think this is fantastic work. That's why I wanted to highlight it, because it shows that we have a lot of, like you said in your earlier in the call, we have a lot of variables that we can play with. So like, there's still a lot of movement in the charts, and this is just one good example. But yeah, well, let's move on to the front end. Thank you, Vitor. That was great. Fabio, I think you were the one who wanted to present that, right?
Yeah, I can share my screen too. Let me see. So you see my screen, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So for the community release, we has been focusing on improvements of the front end. So basically working on mobile issues that was going on, and also some new contents that Danny asked us to make it. The pull request that I made is still open, so probably we will review this today or tomorrow. So I will walk through the app using my local instance. Okay. And when I remember the change, then I talk a little bit about it. So let me see here. We just keep the changes. Oh, here Danny said that on mobile it was not so good because the text was justified, and now it's aligned of the left from the left. So it's it makes much easier for the users that are using the application from a mobile to read the text. Let me walk through the application. Oh, here we explain basically what is a hatcher that Danny also asked us to make it before we select the number of hatchers that will initialize the comments. Going through. Oh, we also have here on mobile a levels model, because I had removed this before because it was not working so well. But now we have a model where the user can select the level and go back or forward. Like the level, I've made a couple of changes in the level, so it's working really better on small size screens. And also for results, on results page, I added the models to explain what is a funding pool, a sentiment, and token price. So we have a model here, but we don't have like the ideal chart yet, like the good chart. But when we have, then we can just add it here. Oh, and this page was like really bad on mobile. I can show this issue here. Like the results page was looking really bad on mobile. Like this. And now, like I showed before, it's really better too. I can minimize here and it will adjust, right? And the future, I started working on the future and good and bad future outcomes today. And now we have the new design that Marco provided us. So we have the illustrations here, the new illustrations, and also the new design. Before we had the good and bad future centralized, but now we have in the left side of the application. So any questions?
I do have one, Fabio, awesome work. Just for the results page, just a small request on the mobile. If you can just add the black background at the bottom so that the button play again is just more visible. That's all.
Okay, sure. I will create an issue about that.
Thanks. Awesome work.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
And start sharing.
Anybody else? Oh yeah, Vitor.
Oh, this is a good token price, just for the point. But that was not the point that I was talking. We integrated the random score by now. So like the backend is randomly generating a score and sending to the front end. But the point is that the link is done. So once we change or improve the score for a real score, it will automatically go there. So, and it's already like changing from the good and bad future. So if it randomly sends a bad score, we will have that feature.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So,
Sorry, taking notes and trying to host. Do you guys have any other things that you want to talk about on the front end? Okay. Then let's amazing work, Fabio. That was so cool. It's amazing how much it's changed in the last week. You know, like different pictures. You guys are really killing it, and that's why we get to celebrate. Oh my God, we did it. Let me share screen because I want to share this moment. That one? No. Sorry, I have too many boards. I'll just have to share the whole desktop then. There we go. So here it is, Trusted C release, closed. We did it, it's released. We had a big release this week. We sent an email to everyone who ever gave us any donations and with the link. I imagine not a lot of people read it. Who reads their emails? Come on. But it's still an important moment, and it's so nice to have that off the list. And I think now we can go into the, I think everyone, let's give a round of applause. Seriously, you guys, like finishing this thing. It's like, honestly, for me at least, been working on this for a year. This is like an incredible moment, you know, to be able to show it to people who gave us money to do this. It's really cool. So, but we still have more work to do. It's not done yet. We have, I've sorted the issues by just like to the ones that I think are most important into the Common Stack community release. And I assume that there's some more issues there. If you find an issue that's really important, make sure that, or if you are creating an issue and you're like, oh, this is important, it needs to go out in the next release, make sure that you come in here and you click milestone and you put it in the Common Stack community release. So this will be the next release will be us promoting it in our Telegram channels, but not on Twitter. So that's the next level, right? We go to the Token Engineering Commons and maybe we show it off in one of the calls there. We invite people to start playing with it. We go and probably send it in some of the smaller Common Stack channels, maybe not the general one, but we find those insiders and we slowly release to them, get some feedback, and then we'll have the last release. So they're relatively organized, but I think we can just start with the sprint backlog. Let me make sure, what do we have? Oh yeah. So missing a transition page to explain what hatchers are doing, what hatchers are. I think did you finish this already, Fabio?
Yeah.
So this is closed?
Yeah, like it's Merlin is going to review the pull request this night, but then we can merge and publish on production. Yeah, it's done.
Nice.
Yeah, I will review it in a few hours.
Thank you, Merlin. Okay, so there was another issue here that was originally just find a bad picture. And man, Marco, you found a lot of cool bad pictures. Like it seems like I like this one. You know, this guy's great. Rick and Morty's fun. Obviously, the destruction.
Yeah, but eventually Lauren found out about this artist called Mark, and he's doing this paintings or whatever. And she reached out to him whether we can use his latest artwork, which actually has like it's a double-sided poster or something like that, where it really shows like bad future and good future, and there's a man in the middle standing, and he agreed that we can use it for free. And it really does represent the outcome, and so yeah, we decided to go with that one.
So I was going to suggest, because I actually really like the pictures we have now as well. And
Okay.
I was thinking, what if we had levels of bad and levels of good? I don't know. We don't have to. I don't know how much work it is,
Yeah.
but it's really about whether or not you guys are into that idea, or we just want one good, one bad. And
I would like to, not go into that complexity at this stage, and just keep it like one good, one bad. Like bad is a total disaster. Everybody's dying, everything is dead and destroyed and stuff like that. And right now we're really settled with the image, the artwork that Mark gave us. And yeah, I would like to keep it for now.
sounds good. So then
as I said, like any new iterations or anything new that we will be doing, like in the Leap 1, Leap 2, whatever, we're most probably going to be doing, I hope we're going to be doing some custom illustrations and all that kind of stuff, and it will be more consistent, and we will have a dedicated person who can then create whatever we need, right? And then we will definitely then have more consistency and the freedom to do a little more complex stuff.
So then should we close this find a bad picture? I guess we found it, right?
Yes.
Boom.
Close it.
Closed. Make sure it's closed. Finished results screen. There's a lot of little issues here.
Isn't that one what Fabio or Vitor demoed today?
Yeah, I think so.
So if that's the one, then we can close it as well. But let's see when it loads. If it loads.
Yeah, I gave up.
Is it on IPFS now?
It's also an Epic, so we can just see what happens as we go.
Okay.
Oh, this one is that like the token price is going up at the vesting period, but not as we expected. As I thought, like we still need more. Oh, I think you were clicking there.
No, I was clicking that one, but it showed me this one. Apparently.
Okay. No, yeah, but I think we still need to. I still think we need to work on that, because I add more of that speculating behavior.
Okay, so this is still in the works.
Yeah.
And I don't think replacing the score with the funny travel time quirk, I think we can close that too, right? Because we're just going to have the score and we went randomly generated.
Yeah.
Well, I think I need a refresh or something. This is not working for me. Does anyone else want to try to close some of these issues? Okay. Swap out image on designing the comments. Oh, that's public release. Make intro slide pause on tap. I think this is probably a Danny issue. Is that oh, it's a Marco issue. How reasonable is this issue, Fabio or Merlin? When a user taps on the screen, make the screen pause until they untap or until they release?
Yeah. Sorry. I created this issue, I think. Thing is just for the mobile. If if it's not a lot of effort for to implement the thing on mobile, like when the user taps so that it pauses, that would be great. And so that we don't depend on the duration of the slide itself, because like we have fast readers, maybe slow readers. For myself, I read through everything, but on some screens I really wanted to read the message twice, maybe 3 times, to understand it better, and I couldn't do that because that screen or slide just moved away and I couldn't go back. So if I can just click on it or tap on it on mobile and pause it, I don't know. That's for mobile. I guess for desktop, we would maybe need the same thing, like pause or something. But again, that could be added later. Not like not critical. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll move it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I would just give a suggestion that maybe in mobile you do the opposite. Like if you click, it passes on. Maybe more intuitive. No.
Now the thing is, like, yeah, well, the initial idea was to actually allow a user to just look at it and it just flows, like some sort of video kind of thing, and they just read it, so that I don't have to do anything. But if they tap on it, it just pauses. It's the same interaction that people use on like Instagram, on stories and stuff like that. Like if you want to, read a story, you have to, tap on the story to pause it, right?
Got it.
So that's the reason I suggested this. If it's not a lot of effort, we can implement it on mobile. If it is, then we can consider also adding the same thing on desktop with just the pause icon, play and pause icon, and maybe an indicator of how long the slide, the duration of the slide screen or something like that. But yeah.
Just a quick, Fabio or Merlin, do you know how easy or hard this is? Do you have an estimate?
I didn't do that before, so I really don't know about that, but I think it's possible, and but I think we should have the more reflection on the slider thing or the play pause stuff, because like Vitor told us, my reflex is when I keep my finger on the screen, then it's paused, and when I remove it and slide can, and yeah, I don't know. I think for the user, we should reflect on what is the best experience.
Yeah.
If it can go in the community release, I'm not sure what's the schedule for the community release, but if it can go in, then okay. I mean, if not, okay, but eventually I would love to see it there.
Yeah, I just moved it to public release because it sounds like we don't know.
Yeah.
How to do it. And then we'll. I think we can go deeper. So let's just keep going. Exit and help buttons are too close on mobile. Looks like Fabio, you're assigned to this. So that's good.
Yeah, I fixed.
You're also assigned to change level navigation on mobile. Is that okay? Any issues there? No, you did this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Like, I think that my issues are all on review and quality assurance.
Wow, look at you, superstar, ahead of the game. Well, let's see. We have create a graphical explanation for what is a good funding pool chart. This is definitely something we need to do, all these graphical issues. So it's not blocked anymore.
This is tied by us getting the score, a good metric for score.
So these are all blocked by score. Okay, cool. Then saving data on submission. This is something
a big one. Yeah, this is a big one that we need to do. But I was not prioritizing right now because we need like more behavior. And that's even a good one that I think might need some reflection, because as I got it, like the idea was like to get information, getting data, not necessarily like saving the result itself. Like I was imagining saving the name of the person, the inputs, and the score, maybe not necessarily the result itself, but we can do it as well.
I think you're right. It's really just about saving the inputs. That's the score is nice to have too, but the inputs are what YGG really wants.
Okay. And there is nothing blocking this one.
Cool. Then let's move this to sprint backlog, since it's not being blocked. And but you feel like you can handle it. There's no blockers. So. Oh, here's some things for Lauren. Although, are these already done? Create a text explanation for funding pool token price and sentiment.
Yeah, I wrote them. I guess somebody just needs to read them. I don't know. I sort of like, I did it a while ago and then I felt like really shy about it, but it's there.
I think Fabio even took these and ran with them and put them in, right? Fabio? Are you
I
there?
think he's having
Yeah,
a
I
stable
added them
connection.
to the front end side.
Sorry, say that again. Fabio? We couldn't hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Now I hear you.
Okay, yeah, I added the text explanation for sentiment, token price, and funding pool to the front end, but like I didn't review, I just copy and paste.
Nice. Well then, that sounds good enough for community release, and we'll do major user testing right before we actually release. Okay, so make results page mobile friendly. Would you say that you finished that, or it's in review? Fabio? Think so.
Yeah, in review.
Fix outcome page. Also seems like it's in review. Funding animation, pool animation has different colors between the levels.
Yeah, it's in review too. Victor made this issue this morning.
Wow, nice. Okay, adjust vesting time, that's in progress. Seemed like 120 days was the winner in your first random seed, but oh, come on, pretty cool. There it is. Add initial final proposal states and number of participants to the API.
Oh, it's in my pull request too. It's the review.
It's in review?
Yeah.
Geez, you guys are animals. Like, we're basically done with, we've just started the release and we're already done, almost. Well, here's the pull request. And enable the generation of more than one participant by timestamp. Is that one done?
It's to review as well.
It's in review as well. Wow. Wow. Okay. And then I think, should we move RxC from subheader 2? I believe the answer was yes. Is that in review as well, Fabio? Did you remove the RxC from the subheader?
Yeah, I changed it now.
Great. So we'll just throw that in review. So who is reviewing all this?
I think it's me for part.
Okay, nice. So Merlin, you're on the reviews this week?
No, I think it's quick to review.
Well, that's amazing. It seems like we're missing some issues, is what I'd say. It's like the score doesn't seem to have an issue.
Sorry, it has, but it is in the public release. I have.
Oh wow.
We have to change it.
Okay. What's it called?
Oh, you got me.
Define final score. Is it 102?
1 second.
This looks like it. And this was the issue that I wanted to share too.
I also have a question about
Yeah, this one.
Well, this is like the final score. Let's just make a new issue. Well, no. I think this is, I guess we'll keep it here. Because I assume we will adjust the metrics after this next one. Sorry,
Yeah, it would be interesting maybe doing a V0 for it and deploying the website so it's integrated maybe, or determine define score.
Sorry, I didn't fully understand what you said.
Oh yeah, that's it. I would say that define and deploy for only the next release and keep the other one that is the final one.
Yeah. We can, I'll just be lazy and we can change the title. So we can keep all the good information that's in here. And let's, actually, I guess it's in progress. Okay. Are there other issues that we want to talk about?
Yeah, I think there is one for running the analysis, rerunning the analysis with the new configurations, but I think it's inside the score. Never mind.
Sorry, do we need to make an issue for it?
No, I don't think so. Sorry.
Okay. Any other issues that we would say? I would say, Lauren, you were asking for some work. Maybe you could just make some more issues like Danny has been doing. Go through and play with it. I think there's going to be a new release with Merlin. So you don't have to do it. Don't do it today, but maybe Thursday or Friday, Merlin, when you finish reviewing and we merge the master, if you could ping Lauren.
Yeah. Okay. I'll post a message on the group. And I have a question about the issue 72, which is think about the graph axis on the result page. So there was another issue that I fixed. It's like now the time step are variable and they adapt to the total number of time steps. So it's not polluted by plenty of ticks. But I don't know what is the issue if I had to adapt what I've done, or I don't know. Don't know what is this issue.
Yeah, so I think the issue you're addressing is a really good one, which is like, well, what's with all these ticks? That doesn't mean anything. What is 1,000 days? I don't even know. You know, like probably making it like 3 months, 3 months, 6 months, or something like that.
Okay. So not just adapt to the number of days, but when there are plenty of days, convert into more readable. I don't know.
I feel like that should be an issue, but it's not. And this issue is like, oh, so where do we show 0? It's more about the y-axis. This issue is about the y-axis.
Oh, okay.
Like that's at least when we made this issue, it was like, does it start at 0, or does it just like fit the graph to maximize the graph size? You know.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we can have the feeling of everyone about that.
I think it's too early to know. We might have to play with it more. But I think that this is a relatively simple fix, and it sounds like this is something you'd be down to work on, Merlin, the x-axis, making a date. Well, if there's no other issues, anyone else have any other issues? No? Then thank you so much. This is a great call, very productive. We got through everything we needed to get through. So if you guys have any other things, always we can talk in the Telegram.
Cool.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.